What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily. Today's show is presented by Magic Spoon. So what I want you to do is ditch the unhealthy breakfast choices and go ahead and get started with some awesome cereal thanks to today's sponsor. Go to magicspoon.com/chat where you guys can save $5 off on your very first order. So today's show, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be ranking the top 5 rookie quarterbacks after the first 2 preseason games. Now, the way that I have these ranked is I'm going to go from number 1 and work my way all the way down to the 5th-ranked quarterback. So before I give you guys my rankings, why don't you guys give me your rankings? Who's played the best so far after the first 2 preseason games? Throw out the window when they were drafted. Throw out the window everything else. All I want you looking at is how they have performed the first 2 weeks of the preseason. If you think Zach Wilson's been the best, I want you to go down in the comments section right now and type 1. Maybe Mac Jones, quarterback of the Patriots, type 2. Trey Lance, go down and type 3. Justin Fields, type 4. Trevor Lawrence, go ahead and type 5. The best quarterback thus far in the preseason has been New York Jets quarterback Zach Wilson. After the first week, I probably would have ranked him at number 2, maybe 3, but this dude absolutely balled out in his second preseason game up against the Green Bay Packers, and you got to be really, really excited. I mean, you're talking about 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, 154.7 quarterback rating. He was able to move the football down the field. On his 4 drives, they ended 3 of them in scores, 2 with touchdowns, 1 with a field goal. Zach Wilson has been very impressive, and if I'm a New York Jets fan, you would be very excited as well. So if you guys are trying to stay up to date on everything going on around the latest news and rumors around the NFL, we got you covered. And I'm all about a good deal. Free is about as good as it gets, y'all. So for the next 365 days, we're going to offer you guys free video. So I don't want you to miss anything. Go ahead, click that big red button underneath the video that says subscribe. Or if you are already a loyal watcher, one of our 263,000 subs, take that link below and start sending it to some friends. All right, let's go to number 2 here on my list. Justin Fields, quarterback of the Chicago Bears. And good news, he's going to start in the final preseason game. So maybe he'll be moving his way up on next week's show when we do this. So in game 1, he was incredible. He was by far the best rookie quarterback, and I don't even think it was close. 14 of 20, 142 yards through the air. He had a passing touchdown, 33 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown. I actually honestly thought that they were going to give him the keys to Chicago after that first game up against the Miami Dolphins, especially because he went up against Tua and totally outplayed him. But then against Buffalo, he came back down to earth a little bit. Now, he wasn't breaking any tables like Bills Mafia, but 9 of 19, 80 yards through the air. But he did, again, add 46 rushing yards. And you're talking about a dual-threat quarterback. A lot of times people don't realize how truly talented Justin Fields is. I will say, out of all the quarterbacks I've watched, I still think that his talent might actually end up being the best. Now, let's just say you don't have the talent of Justin Fields, but maybe you're trying to get the body of one of these guys. You can go to magicspoon.com/chat because not only have these guys created the most healthy cereal on the market, not only have they done that, they've perfected it. Like, think about this. Like, you can eat healthy cereal that's got 13 to 14 grams of protein per bowl, low in carbs, only 4 grams in net carbs, 0 grams of sugar. I have no idea how the hell they do that. I'm actually surprised Las Vegas hasn't called up Magic Spoon and asked them to go ahead and perform a magic trick, because that's what this cereal is. It's magic. It doesn't make sense that this stuff can be so good for you. One of the flavors that I've been absolutely crushing recently is Frosted. And here's a pro tip. Buy the variety pack. Buy the variety pack of 4, because you're going to be like, all right, I get 4 boxes of cereal. But if you're smart, and maybe you get some cocoa and peanut butter, mix them together. Bang, brand new flavor. Frosted and cocoa. Bang, brand new flavor. Like, I've been mixing and matching these things. So sure, I might only actually have 4 boxes of Magic Spoon cereal. But at the end of the day, if you get creative enough, they are good enough where you can also go ahead and mix them. And Magic Spoon is so darn confident that you're going to love this cereal. They got 100% money back guaranteed. Have you ever done something? Maybe you've gone to a movie. Imagine not liking that movie, even though Jack gave it an 85 rating, and you still get your money back. Like, that's how awesome this company is. So go to magicspoon.com/chat where you guys can go ahead and save $5 off. Let's go to the number 3 quarterback in my rookie quarterback rankings after the first 2 preseason games. It's Trey Lance from the San Francisco 49ers. If there was a roller coaster, brand new roller coaster in San Francisco, and they needed a name for it, they might actually name it the Lance, because it's been very good. And then there's other times you're like, well, that was a pretty bad throw there, Lance. 5 of 14 in the first game for 128 yards, a touchdown, the quarterback rating of 93.7. Now, the touchdown came on a long play, but you can see some of the talent. You can see some of the escapability, and, there's a lot of upside here. And then against the Chargers, 8 of 14, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. He made a few strikes down the middle of the field. He had a beautiful touchdown throw, but then the interception. You're like, well, that was a really bad throw. So some ups, some downs from Trey Lance. If I was a 49ers fan, though, you can clearly see why they drafted this kid number 3 overall, because let's face it, he's basically the polar opposite of what Jimmy Garoppolo is. So now I want you guys to go down in the comments, because I'm not just talking about the first 2 preseason games. Believe it or not, preseason doesn't really matter all that much. What really matters is what these guys do in the regular season and what they're going to end up doing in the playoffs. That's what's going to really cement their legacy in the National Football League. So what about 2021? Who is going to have the best year out of all 5 of these quarterbacks? If you believe it's Zach Wilson, I want you to type ZW. If you think it's Mac Jones, go ahead and type MJ. It's pretty high initials there for Michael Jordan. Trey Lance, I was going to tell you to type TL, but we just got to go ahead and type Trey, because Trevor Lawrence, look at this, also TL. Or Justin Fields, go down and type JF. The 4th best quarterback thus far in the preseason has been New England Patriots quarterback Mac Jones. And I'll give one word: consistency. And that's one thing that I appreciated about Jones. It's also something I guess I'm going to appreciate about the New England Patriots, so this is not a typo. Both games, 13 of 19. It's almost like Bill Belichick was like, all right, we're going to give you 19 attempts. You got to go out and complete 13 balls. 87 against Washington, which has got a legit defense, and then 146 yards this past week up against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that game was just an absolute 35-0 blowout. But I do want to see a little bit more out of Jones, but I also want to see a little bit more out of New England, because they've been playing a little safe with them. They're like just kind of dinking and dunking, moving the ball up and down the field. Now, they didn't need to do too much last week, but I do want to see a little bit more out of Mac Jones, and I want to see Bill Belichick get a little bit more crafty. Now, if you guys made it this far in the video, I appreciate everyone that watches, all of the hard work that we put in here at Chat Sports. We work our freaking tails off. If you have any questions about something that you saw in the video, if you liked what I did today, you can always hit me up on Instagram. My DMs are open. Or if you think that I'm an absolute asinine, then guess what? You can go ahead and also yell at me in my DMs. So the last quarterback here is Trevor Lawrence. And I imagine I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but I want you to be honest with yourself. I don't care when a player is drafted. As soon as it comes to start playing football games, nobody cares. It matters on who's playing the best. And if you can honestly look at me and tell me that you don't think Trevor Lawrence has played the worst out of all 4 of those other quarterbacks, I think you're lying. Now, there's also a lot less talent on the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Like, that's part of being drafted number 1 overall. But I could also point the finger and look at the New York Jets. I don't really know if they have all that much talent either. The offensive line in Jacksonville has definitely been struggling, but I was hoping to see a little bit more from him. I also want Urban Meyer to let him actually throw the ball around a little bit. It's just dinking and dunking from top to bottom. I mean, that's what you saw in the Monday Night Football game against the Saints. 14 of 23, only 113 yards. Now, it's also because he didn't really have much time to throw, but when you're drafted number 1 overall, when you're regarded as the top quarterback prospect, probably since Andrew Luck, I'm sorry, I'm going to hold you to maybe a little bit of a higher standard. I want to see more. So thus far, here are the preseason numbers. Zach Wilson, 15 of 20, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Justin Fields, 23 of 39, 222 yards, 2 total touchdowns, and about 70-something rushing yards. Trey Lance, 13 of 28, so under 50% completion percentage, but 3 touchdowns, 230 yards, and a pick. Mac Jones, 26 of 38, 233 yards. Trevor Lawrence, 20 of 32 for 214 yards. So those are my rankings. As always, what we do here at Chat Sports, we're an interactive YouTube channel. We haven't made it this far just because we make videos. No, we've made it this far because not only do we keep you guys up to date, not only do we make fun segments like this, but we do actually go down in the comments and see what you have to say. So please go ahead and subscribe at youtube.com/chatsportstv. And if you want to join me for my live show tomorrow, I am going to be live on the main Chat Sports YouTube channel. So please subscribe and don't miss it.